The elder ice dragon was sleeping this time. Tyrannus was spending his lonely time as usual. But suddenly he felt that everything froze and the time stopped all of a sudden. Of course, Tyrannus was also affected by it and couldn't move. He starts wondering what happened. In his mind, that feels like the power of the winter heart, right? Who on earth is able to use that authority while amplifying its power that much? He looked to the side as he felt that the power was coming from that direction. And as he looks deeper, he saw the winter heart inside the body of a human, which is actually Lloyd. In his mind, the winter heart is inside a human body? Who exactly is that for them to be able to devour the winter heart and stop time? I don't know what the person might do. This is dangerous. After the time unfroze, Tyrannus was able to move. Then Tyrannus flew towards Lloyd after the time unfroze. And right now, he starts to question why he is puking because he was struck by him in the stomach. I don't know what the hell happened, but the face of Lloyd turns into steel or something. Lloyd acts confused when he really knows what his ability. This bastard said, well, what is happening here? Why did I win? Oh, that is so strange. But Tyrannus was still affected by that attack and still coughing and sweating. Tyrannus transforms into his human form, but still the vomit is still gushing from her mouth. Tyrannus asks, "Human, what just happened?" Lloyd was still feigning ignorance about what happened. He said, "Wait, seriously, how did this happen? This must be a miracle. What on earth is going on?" To be sure, Lloyd asks, "I won the bet, right? Can I live on now?" Tyrannus could only take a deep sigh. Tyrannus wipes his mouth and he said, "Yes, a dragon always keeps their promises. That can't be helped." With this, the worries of Lloyd start to lessen down. He took a deep sigh. In his mind, "I survived. I got really scared back there. My skills really work like they said they would. No matter how much water the target is in, as long as they are in it, this skill, it will work on them." Tyrannus said, "But this promise is only for this time. If you try to mess up the order of this world once again, then I will step up." Without letting Tyrannus finish what he was about to say, Lloyd assures him and he says, "Please don't worry. I am not someone who is brave enough for that." Although Tyrannus was quite annoyed, a promise is still a promise. He said, "Not only you are shameless and shrewd, you also possess strange strength that goes against the laws of nature. I really wonder if I am doing the right thing by letting you go." Tyrannus added, "If you were truly someone evil, then my son wouldn't have let you in as a member. Well, even if I just leave you be." But Lloyd, who was shocked, stops Tyrannus from saying anything after hearing that the Dragon King was his son. He asks, "Just a second, are you perhaps Dragon King Verkis's father?" Tyrannus told Lloyd that the Dragon King was his son. After hearing that, Lloyd's expression started to change. He looks at Tyrannus with pity, like looking at some poor beggar in the street. Lloyd starts mumbling while walking towards Tyrannus. Tyrannus, on the other hand, was quite confused at what Lloyd was about to do approaching him. Lloyd grabs the hand of Tyrannus and he starts crying. He said, "Verkis's father, you must have had such a tough time." At this time, Tyrannus looks disgusted at Lloyd. He said, "What are you doing? Let go off my hand. That is so creepy." Lloyd didn't mind him and said, "Gosh, you must have suffered so much." Lloyd starts rubbing the hand of Tyrannus. Tyrannus, on the other hand, said, "Damn it, don't rub my hand. You are getting puke on it. Stop it." But Lloyd continues to rub his hand. Lloyd said, "Your hands are so rough. I can feel just how much you have suffered." Tyrannus told Lloyd that there is nothing in the world that can give him a hard time. Then suddenly, tears starts falling down the eyes of Tyrannus. He starts to get confused about what happened. He wipes it and said, "What is this? Why am I tearing up?" Lloyd said, "Cry it out. You can let it out." Lloyd told Tyrannus that he can feel everything that he suffers from his son, even though Tyrannus don't want to show it. This made Tyrannus burst into tears and start sharing his feelings. He said, "My son is lazy, selfish, and violent. But yet he is still stronger." After hearing that, Lloyd also starts to cry. He said, "You must have suffered for thousands of years." After hearing that, it hit the heart of Tyrannus, as that is the word that he was waiting for years already. Then, like in Korean dramas, Tyrannus hugs Lloyd because of it, to ask for comfort. But why did this look like BL? Tyrannus starts bursting into tears while hugging Lloyd. He said, No one has ever said that to me before. That bastard. I mean my dragon son. I tried so hard to straighten him up. I suffered so much humiliation. In the end, the one who straightened him out was his wife. Even my daughter that loved me would only look for her new sister-in-law. All my hard work has been meaningless. They all just have fun by themselves. No one cares about me. None of my family members listen to me. I am just an old dragon now. Javier, on the other hand, just sit there on the side as he watched this drama that Lloyd orchestrated. He looks at two men sharing their feelings with one another. Maybe Javier was already accustomed to the sheets that his master created. To comfort him, Lloyd said a very heartwarming message to Tyrannus. He said, "No, not all your hard work are meaningless. The family members whom you said have fun among themselves are flowers that bloomed because you became their fertilizer." After hearing that, Tyrannus's eyes start to widen as it hits his heart. Tyrannus bursts into tears and he can't stop crying because of it. While Lloyd was hugging Tyrannus, this bastard who was the drama king was actually plotting something. Those words were just to cover up his real purpose. His face turns into the original bad Sigma. In his mind, with this, the Tyrannus who thinks I am dangerous is already dead. Then he starts laughing evilly in his mind. Damn, this bastard is full of bag when it comes to manipulation. Javier, on the other side, wants to regret thinking that he will risk his life for his craziest and legendary bastard master, who is a master manipulator and the role model of demons in hell. In Javier's mind, is it right for me to think of him as the protagonist of this world? Or is he just a pure villain? I can't really say he is doing something bad, but I cannot say it is good either. I don't know anymore. The three of them lie down on the grass. Javier was the side character this time. Just listen to the conversation of two legendary guys. Tyrannus laughed and said, "Oh, that was embarrassing, but I hugged a human and cried." Lloyd replied, "I guess when it comes to empathy, humans and dragons are both the same." Then Tyrannus looks at Lloyd with a worried face. Tyrannus slowly rises up. He asks, "Human, you said your name is Lloyd Frontera, right?" Lloyd replied, "Yes, great Tyrannus." Tyrannus told Lloyd that he will die soon. Tyrannus said, "The winter heart is freezing your heart bit by bit. After a while, you will die." Hearing that made Lloyd alarm. He took at the winter heart in his mind. He said, "Hey, winter butthole, you are an assassin. You came in to kill me." The winter heart replied, "You are being too much. I didn't know that either. I let you absorb me so I could save you, didn't I? And I already said just call me winter butt." Lloyd, who was angry, replied, "Shut up. Winter diarrhea." Javier was also worried about his master's case. Lloyd started panicking. He asks, "Is there no solution for this? I can't die yet." Tyrannus starts thinking. He said, "Since your heart is being frozen, we need to melt it. You just need to absorb the eye of summer that possessed the power of the fire." Hearing that made Lloyd shock. In his mind, damn, that's a divine artifact of the Magentano kingdom. I need to owe the queen another debt. Lloyd asks, "How long would it take for my heart to be completely frozen?" Tyrannus replied, "It could be 5 years if it is quick. If it is slow, then maybe around 10 years. After hearing that, he begins to relax and let go of his worries. Lloyd said, "Oh, that's all? That is quite a lot of time then, isn't it? I just need to resolve everything before that happens." Tyrannus looks at Lloyd and he was amazed by what he heard. In his mind, what a ridiculously tough mentality. He keeps surprising me. This must be what Verkis and the Winter Heart saw in him. Tyrannus, who was curious about Lloyd's goal, asks, "So what is the thing that you need to resolve?" Lloyd told him that it was such a pretty long story though. Tyrannus replied, "Tell me everything. If it is not very difficult, I will help you." After hearing this, for Lloyd's eyes, Tyrannus was like an angel sent by the heavens. Lloyd told Tyrannus everything, and the Elder Dragon now gets the whole story of why he is looking for the truth jewel. Lloyd said, "In order to stop the unfortunate fates that I saw in my dream, I am collecting the materials of Aotearoa." Tyrannus replied, "I have 2 of the materials you are looking for though, the Haruki and Takafuna." Hearing that made Lloyd amazed, and a glitter of hope was seen in his eyes. Easy item with just small manipulation and acting, he get what he wanted. Lloyd bows down to Tyrannus and said, "I know this is shameless of me, but could you give them to me?" Tyrannus replied, "Well, they are things I picked up when I was in the ancient demon castle ruins. I am only using them as a pillows, so I can give them to you." Hearing that made Lloyd happy like he had won in a lottery. He smiled because of joy. In his mind, oh yeah, this is a total jackpot. There were a total of 5 materials, so I felt a little anxious about it. Now what in Lloyd's hands are Tauranga, Top, Horaku, and Takafuna. In Lloyd's mind, I got 4 of them quickly. I just need to find the last material, which is Kiaura. Lloyd asks Tyrannus about Kiaura. Tyrannus starts thinking and told Lloyd that he was pretty sure that his son Verkis had it. Lloyd was shocked and asked what. Tyrannus said Verkis said that he was researching a dimensional travel and kept sending things to different places. He also sent Kiaura somewhere else. Hearing that made Lloyd annoyed. In his mind, damn it, that lazy dragon bastard. Why did he send it to different dimension? Tyrannus starts thinking on what Verkis told him about the location of Kiaura. He said, where did he say he sent it? Oh, I remember. It was in Seoul. Hearing the word Seoul made Lloyd change his expression. Now it is time for this evil bastard to spread his evil doings in his hometown. A new demon lord will appear in the city of Seoul named Kim Suho or Lloyd Frontera.